Hello guys and welcome back to GT3 Lap Guides. My name is Foch and today we are taking the Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo around the Kyalami. Awesome racing track, awesome hot lap track as well. The only downside to Kyalami really is that racing here can be extremely difficult because of the straights being rather short. Becomes even more apparent when you drive something like the Ferrari that has pretty good pace here, but suffers a lot with missing acceleration. So very fast in the corners, not so fast on the straights. So that is something to keep in mind. Can't really remedy that with the setup. The downsides of reducing the wing will never outweigh the benefits on the straight. The straights, once again, like I said, are very short here, but the track overall is very diverse. There's a lot of high-speed corners. There are a couple of these super low-speed hairpins, but mostly high-speed. I would say it's actually a pretty good mix between high-speed and hairpins, as turn one is a hairpin. The last corner is very narrow as well. So the track offers a lot of diverse challenges, and of course we can't forget about Cheetah in this corner here, where the inside curve will make sure that you don't live if you hit it, or well, you end up in a wall basically. Alright, let's talk about braking markers. After that we'll talk about the setup, and then we'll try to send it on a proper hot lap, see if we can do a 39 today. So we're looking for a 100-meter board, braking a tiny bit before. Switching the TC to 6 for the exit and back to 9 for this corner section. We're looking at the tower on the right, and when it goes out of view, we press the brake. 9 TC lets you be reckless on throttle, which I definitely am, so it helps me a lot. Here we're lining up on the left. When the road narrows, stop the brake a little bit, keep in fourth, and accelerate when you see the red orange mark in the middle. Braking just after the 50-meter board. Accelerating early. Here we brake just before the red curve starts. Try to clip the apex a little bit better. I'll definitely try to do that on the hot lap. And this is a tricky braking point. The Marshall post on the left can be used just when it goes out of the vision. Depending on your field of view is a good time to brake. TC back to 6, and same for this next hairpin. We're gonna keep TC. Actually, we can go already to 7. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. Here we're looking for a 100-meter mark. There's a little mark on the road as well that matches the braking boards. That's where we're braking. Here we turn in on after the red curve starts. There's a white patch of dirt before the 50-meter board for the second, or for the last corner, which is where we want to brake. So that's kind of a lap guide of Kyalami. Alright, so here is our setup. Pretty standard stuff, apart from the rear toe. Mine's 33, preferred that way, just a little bit less oversteer on corner exits, because the setup is pretty aggressive for high-speed corners. So if we go full negative toe on the rear, it's gonna be a bit too sketchy. At TC we're switching between 7, 6 and 9 depending on the corners. So mechanical grip wise, track surface very smooth, so we can actually run a bit softer front springs, a relatively soft suspension in all senses to give us a bit more mechanical grip. Very soft roll bar as well on the front as well as on the rear. Maximum preload, once again, to give us that high-speed stability mid-corner. Dampers are pretty standard 1.8 stuff. Obviously, this is probably not going to be working that well after the update, but this is what we have now. And the last section, once again, the track's pretty smooth, so we don't need to run very high front. And there is some bumps coming down to the crocodiles, the downhill straight. But that's basically the setup. If you want to make it safer, a little bit less rake. If you want to make more aggressive, a little bit more rake. You can also go for a bit more bounced up rate if you are oversteering on the exits a little bit too much. But that being said, let's get into the hot lap.